Abusia weda masene mama kwa abade maba ayeka TV so we amusonfo KVS abusia na so yatena se Ghana mamu nsem de ekọ ene de ba na mede ho asem nyina eba abeso mu nti abusia wonya subscribe ya no abomode ano subscribe na face wa kire wa adwen e wo comment section hodom na bibia aye kama abusia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ba ye de ade ba ko a asat now obia e ka ho asem na obia e wonder dollar to CD say there CD no de bia Guinea na CD no gaining strength de bia no Guinea na CD no gaining strength no want na Ghana fo nyina no ka ho asema say ama the former vice president Dr. Mahama Bawumia enso aba abonten de nsem bia aba betutu ho a nsem a Dr. Mahama Bawumia de aba betutu ho no amanfo chirimu a sansem ya Dr. Mahama Bawumia de aba betutu ho ide nsema odi disgrace case Ato Forson finance minister His Excellency John Dramani Mahama because nsema Dr. Mahama Bawumia kan wo interview no mu no abusia nsema emu odru yi pa enyina yenim say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo 6 January ansa ene ba beso His Excellency John Dramani Mahama inu na dollar ne nam 14.4 something eno ene dollar rate a NDC amanyuku ne ehirete ye enti after say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebe president no dollar no ko so kakra ekodu be 15 point something mu baby na eno ena Ghana fo nyina no start hu say dollar no drop gidigidi a enya asem ketu asise de akwakoba say amanfo nyina ka ho asem a ebi mu kire say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ba yi ono ankasa ne modem a within ekeka ko 5 months yi modem a wabo ewa akunya no so ene emayehu drastic changes yi ebi mu nso kire mu a past government nhihye ya wo hihye de to honom eno na ama dollar no reduce gidigidi a enya asem ketua ebi mu nso asem omo kan say US and China trade war na ama dollar no reduce kakra na Dr. Mahama Bawumia na ankasa enso de nano ato sansem we mu a ono nso akire na adwen abusa some questions a Dr. Mahama Bawumia abusa about the entire dollar no eba from na cedi ne ekosoro de ensem no ano ayedin ye panti abusa ba be bawrem ni akwa kotie ensem ahodo a Dr. Mahama Bawumia ono ankasa edotutu ho ni asese wunya subscribe ya no abomode ano subscribe na afi nso wache wadwen e comment section honum na bibia aye kama ye bawrem ni enkotie Dr. Mahama Bawumia ansem a ode beto honum.
The appreciation of the city that we have seen recently. I think one of the things that if you ask a simple question to the NDC to point out exactly what policy they have implemented that has resulted in the appreciation of the city, they cannot tell you one that has been implemented, not sort of talked about, but actually implemented. They cannot tell you one such policy. They only pass their budget in March. They've not even issued any contracts and paid for anything, pretty much. So you cannot ascribe what is happening to the currency to a policy that they have implemented. There's no such policy that has been implemented that has had that impact yet. For me, we had anticipated the impact of gold in this economy. I talked about it when we got into dire straits in 2022, and I said that when you look at Ghana being the largest gold producer in Africa, our reserves of gold at that time was 8.7 tons. You look at US, they have 8,000 tons. UK over 2,000 tons, same with France. And so confidence in your currency, because people know whenever, because the gold, why I went for gold is that you don't need to export to get gold. You need to export cocoa to get foreign exchange, timber, oil, you need to turn it abroad. But as for Ghana, you just need to dig it or pay for it with cedis. So it was a much easier way to do it. And so we started the gold purchase program. And in 2 years, Bank of Ghana had bought $5 billion worth of gold. $5 billion. Remember, we are going to IMF just for $3 billion and going through all sorts of hoops. But in 2 years, we had bought $5 billion. So we increased the gold reserves in Ghana from 8.7 tons to 30 tons. You know, so for 65 years after independence, we only had 8.7 tons. But in just 2 years, we went to 30. And so that is a big backing for the currency. I mean, they have been in office so far. They've not even increased it by 1 ton. 1 ton, one. Not a single 1 ton. They haven't increased it by, you know, so, but, you know, people, after all the noise of the election, people are paying attention to our reserves. That is one thing, which we have built to 30 tons. Secondly, you've mentioned that the US dollar itself is on the decline globally. And that has also strengthened. If you go to Zambia, for example, the kwacha has gained a lot of ground also because you have the US dollar declining in value because of what is happening in the US with all of that. So I think those are critical. And then there's the third element, is that they are not spending. I mean, if you are managing an economy, you have to pay your bills. They are not paying IPPs, for example. This is why the doomsday is so acute. And they are not paying contractors. So when you are not spending, there's less pressure on your currency. So those are some of the reasons why you are seeing an appreciation of the currency. But if you look at it, if we had not instituted the gold purchase program as well as the gold for oil program, our economy would have collapsed. It would have. Where would we have gotten $5 billion just, you know, to support the economy? You wouldn't have gotten it. So I believe that it is clear that what we put in place, and I believe this is going to be there for a long time, what we have put in place should help us maintain stability in the currency. President Mahama came, his first election, Mahama's one was an aberration because 2012 we were going for an election against males. So all our ammunition and our battle plans was against males, right? And so we did everything we could. Unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace, he passed away. And then it was Mahama who was sworn in and then became the candidate. Now, for the rest of the campaign, NDC was playing funeral songs. I'm sure many of you saw it. They had angels on the TV. They were playing mourning songs. How could you even attack them? You'll be seen as insensitive. They mourned all the way to victory. You know, they mourned all the way to victory. And we were just sitting there. You know, even then, as I said, 2012, he won, but we disputed it. But he was the one who won at his first attempt. But Ghanaians gave him the boot in 2016. And then he came back again, you know, in 2020. He didn't win. And then 2024. I mean, when you look at it, who would have thought that Mahama would come back again and be president of Ghana? Nobody would have thought that, but that is exactly what happened. His fourth go at it, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. He won in 2024 like he did in 2012. So Nana Akufo-Addo also went 3 times before he won. Mills went 3 times before he won. So there is a sense that in 2028, NDC is going to bring a candidate for the first time. A new candidate, isn't it? They've run out of choices now of Mahama. Mahama has been their perennial candidate over the last few elections. Now they will have to bring a new candidate. I believe we will have an advantage, all things being equal, over that new candidate coming in 2028. I believe we will have a very big advantage. You know, the second set of reasons that I believe we are going to win is because NDC is actually in government. Why do I say so? In opposition, they made so many promises and told a lot of stories about what they were going to do. And they've now come into government. It's not easy to do propaganda when you are in government. It's very easy to do propaganda in opposition. So they told so many lies in opposition. They said that when they come, they will bring down the cost of kinky and the cost of living. I don't know, have you noticed the reduction in kinky prices in Ghana? No, prices are rather going up, whether you are looking at cement or other things. They are not coming down. So I think that, and this is only 4 months or 5 months, you will see that this lie that they told about reducing the cost of living will be more and more exposed as we go forward. They also lied to cocoa farmers that they are going to increase the price of a bag of cocoa from 3,100 to 7,000. The cocoa farmers were very excited and voted for them. But today, they are saying that they had wrong information. So they are not going to increase the cocoa price. So again, cocoa farmers are not happy with what is going on. They said that when they come, Galamsey will be stopped. Now they've come and Galamsey is rather increasing. It isn't stopping. The illegal mining is going on. And so our water bodies are even getting more destroyed. The environment is getting more destroyed. They told teachers that once they get into office, the teacher licensure exams that the teachers have to write will be abolished. The teachers were very excited and they voted for them. Today they are telling them that they won't touch the licensure exam again. They were now going to abolish it. So teachers are not very happy. The double track system was another that they said they will be able to end within the first year. Today they are saying that they cannot touch it until 2027. So they are really getting exposed. Then they told us they will bring in a 24-hour economy. This is their flagship promise, their flagship policy, 24-hour economy. Of course, we all knew it was a joke, but they really had big billboards, you know, trying to convince Ghanaians that for every job they were going to have 3 people doing that job, and they'll create so much employment. Today, it's completely missing in their policy. They are not even talking about it. It didn't appear in their budget. And in any case, how can you have a 24-hour economy with Dumso at the same time?